Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of ezBUCKETz. How you guys doing today? I hope you're having a magnificent day so far. In today's video, I got something that I guarantee you guys are going to love, especially if you're a Los Angeles Lakers fan. We just got some great news that the Lakers just signed Andre Drummond for a rest of the year deal, which means the Lakers roster, it just got better. But what if I tell you guys this? The Lakers are not done, they're still trying to improve, and they can still be even better. I know a lot of you guys are thinking that getting Andre Drummond is enough, but I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna give you a life lesson. If you're at the top of something, there's always room for improvement. You always even gotta get better. And that's why for this video, we're gonna be talking about the Lakers and simply how they can do that. But quickly, before I get on with the video, I just want to say, if you're new to the channel and you love basketball, welcome to ezBUCKETz. My name is Soom, and I make basketball videos every single day. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications to not miss any of my upcoming videos. If you watched this video and you loved it, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. It would help out the channel a lot. But without wasting any more time, let's talk about the Lakers. The Lakers' new look roster looks incredible, as adding Andre Drummond gives them so much versatility and gives them a big boost at an all-around level. But a fun fact to know is that after signing Andre Drummond, they officially have 14 players on their roster, two-way contract players, which only means one thing. They are able to target one more player via the buyout market or free agency to simply complete their roster. If you guys don't know this already, a few weeks ago, Jared Dudley, who was a player on their roster, he's gonna miss the rest of the season due to an MCL injury. And with the NBA allowing teams to have a disabled player option, which means they can sign a player to replace a season-ending injury, I believe the Lakers are 100% gonna use this advantage to the best of their ability. From what Rob Pelinka has told us this year, the Lakers are going to be very aggressive when it comes to this year's NBA trade deadline. Their goal is to 100% win the championship, defend their title, but after making 0 NBA trades, I believe they're going to be busy when it comes to free agency.
In terms of what will our approach will be to be aggressive, I think there's a handful of teams that probably hope to contend or be in a position to contend, and we're not going to just sit back and not expect others that are in that position to be trying to better their rosters and better their teams. So we have to stay aggressive. I think the danger of winning is complacency, and we won't allow that to creep in here. We're going to try to continue to improve our team and put Coach Vogel and his staff in the best possible position to defend, and our owner Jeannie Buss has given us all the resources at hand to do that, and so we'll be aggressive in making sure that we increase that probability as high as we possibly can to get number 18.
And that's simply why I believe this video is perfect, because I'm going to be talking about 5 free agents that I believe the Lakers can target after signing Andre Drummond to fill out their final roster spot. A lot of Laker fans want a specific player, they want this guy, they want that guy, but the 5 players I'm putting on this list I believe are the best available and will simply complete the Lakers and give them the boost in an area they're lacking. The first player on this list is DeMarcus Cousins, and I'm gonna be honest, DeMarcus Cousins is probably the most highly anticipated player with the best upside when it comes to this list today. We all know what DeMarcus Cousins used to be. He used to be an NBA All-Star, but then of course with multiple injuries there and there, he's kind of taken a step back in his role and his production. Earlier this season, he played about 25 games for the Houston Rockets. And if you watch those games, DeMarcus Cousins, he looks healthy and he looks like he's back. What's very special about DeMarcus Cousins is his versatility at the center position. He can shoot, he can rebound well, and play good interior defense. And when talking about an area the Lakers lack on, their front court is definitely an issue. Boogie would fit right in as the third center behind Andre Drummond and Montrezl Harrell. From what we're hearing so far, the Lakers are not happy with Marc Gasol as their starting center, of course. That's why they got Andre Drummond. Sometimes Montrezl Harrell is kind of undersized coming off the bench. So getting Boogie to be a third option, guys. I'm not saying second or first option. I'm saying a third option center. It's a bang for your buck. It's an amazing thing for the roster. What I love most about signing Boogie is that right now in his career, he's kind of at a point where he has to prove himself. He has to play good. He has to show the NBA what his value could be for a new potential contract. And with him a month ago getting waived by the Rockets, he is a free agent right now, and we're hearing so many rumors surrounding him. There are rumors that the Boston Celtics might get him. There are big rumors that the Golden State Warriors might get him. But I believe the Lakers are also on that list, because getting Boogie to add depth after the Brooklyn Nets got Blake Griffin and Aldridge, I believe it's a win-win. The next player on this list is Dwayne Dedmon, and when talking about the Lakers, Dwayne Dedmon has been linked to them ever since the beginning of the season. A big reason why the Lakers won the NBA championship last season was because of their front court depth. They had players like Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee be a good rim protector, and with Laker fans everywhere saying the Lakers have to find a tall center that can be a good interior rim protector, Dwayne Dedmon has instantly become on that list. Dwayne Dedmon isn't usually a name that exactly rings a bell when it comes to popularity, but he's a solid center who hasn't been signed since last year. I believe Dedmon is still a valuable piece that can make an impact in a smaller role, and right now with the Lakers, if they don't get DeMarcus Cousins, Dwayne would be a great veteran presence who can play minutes at the power forward or center until Anthony Davis ultimately returns. From what we are hearing, AD will return in 2 weeks, which means Dwayne Dedmon can have some time to be productive and just show the NBA what his value is. What's very special about Dwayne Dedmon though is his ability to shoot the 3-ball. 2 years ago during the 2019 season, he actually averaged a career high of 38.2% at the 3-point line, and I believe with the NBA right now, needing big men that can space the floor, I'm not sure why Dwayne Dedmon is not on a roster right now. If the Lakers want a low-end big that can protect the rim and also spread the floor, Dedmon is a solid player they can get. The next player on this list is a former Laker. We're going to be talking about Avery Bradley, who recently just got traded from the Miami Heat to the Houston Rockets. And from what we're hearing, the Rockets might actually buy out Avery Bradley very soon. So far this season for the Heat, Avery Bradley hasn't played that well. He's been hit with COVID-19, which made him miss a lot of games. But we all know what Avery Bradley brings to the table. He was a big reason why the Lakers were the first seed in the Western Conference. If you're unfamiliar with Avery Bradley's game, he's a 3-and-D presence that can literally lock down any player on the opposing team. He can guard players like Damian Lillard, he can shut down players like Paul George. If the Lakers want a reunion with their former lockdown player, Avery Bradley could be available very soon. In the NBA bubble last year, Avery Bradley didn't join the Lakers to win the NBA championship. Although he got a ring, maybe him going back to the Lakers can kind of prove himself and kind of give back for what they did for him. With the Houston Rockets right now being nowhere in playoff contention, they're focusing their future on Kevin Porter Jr., maybe John Wall and Christian Wood. Avery Bradley, who's an NBA veteran, has a lot of value in the NBA. He does not want to be there. He wants to be on a championship contender, and going back to the Lakers, it makes a lot of sense. During this past offseason, Avery Bradley signed with the Heat over the Lakers only because the Lakers didn't have the money to offer him, but I believe if the Lakers had the money and could match the contract that the Heat were offering, Avery would have instantly signed. If the Lakers want a 3-and-D presence player at their backcourt, a player that can be a deadly mid-range shooter, Bradley is there. He's been on the team before, he has chemistry with them, it's just a match made in heaven. The next player on this list is Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, and if the Lakers want a lockdown defender at that front court position, Rondae fits perfectly in that criteria. A lot of you Laker fans right now are talking about how Wesley Matthews, Markieff Morris, and Kyle Kuzma aren't elite defenders when it comes to the small forward and power forward position, and that's where Rondae Hollis-Jefferson fits right in. I'm gonna be honest though, when talking about an offensive standpoint, Hollis-Jefferson isn't a big deal, but the Lakers have so much offensive players, they need more help defensively, especially on those on-ball defense situations. Jefferson is usually known for how much he hustles on the basketball court. He gets a lot of his baskets off putbacks. And with the Lakers right now kind of needing a spark after losing LeBron James and Anthony Davis to a long-term injury, Rondae could be a great guy off the bench that could simply be a hustle but bring so much energy. He is a tough defender that can guard the 1-4. and his special athleticism gives him so much defensive potential. The only problem though with Rondé Hollis-Jefferson is his ability to not be a good consistent shooter, but if the Lakers overlook that, he's a perfect defensive player that can guard anybody like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. The last player on this list is one of my favorites. It's Kyle Korver. A lot of Laker fans right now believe the Lakers don't have a deadly three-point shooter, somebody that focuses only on shooting the three ball and being very efficient at it. And that's where Kyle Korver, one of the best NBA shooters of all time, fits right in. Right now he's a free agent, a lot of NBA contenders want him, and I believe a reunion with him and LeBron, it makes a lot of sense. Last year, Korver played for the Milwaukee Bucks, and ever since then, we haven't seen him. From what we're hearing, he's spending a lot of time with his family, but when it comes to a championship run, he is super interested. Getting Kyle Korver would simply be a perfect option when it comes to ending the roster. They got Andre Drummond to be their front court player, and getting Kyle Korver to be a spark plug shooter off the bench, a high volume scorer, it makes a lot of sense. Even if Korver can play 10 minutes a game and put up 2 3-pointers and simply just confuse the defense as he runs around multiple screens, I believe getting Korver is simply an amazing threat. We all know the Lakers are one of the best passing teams in the NBA. Dennis Schroeder and LeBron can play make at such a high level, and getting a veteran shooter that shoots more than 40% behind the line in his career is going to elevate the Lakers offense to a whole nother level. A lot of you Laker fans were commenting in my previous video that the Lakers should get a shooter after Andre Drummond. This is my answer. Kyle Korver is our answer. But ultimately guys, this wraps up my video for today, talking about 5 free agents. 5 good free agents that I believe the Lakers should target after signing Andre Drummond. What's most important to me is one of your thoughts. Which one of these free agents do you believe is your favorite? Which one is the most likely? Are there any more out there that I'm missing? Put your thoughts down in the comment section down below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!
I got it.